Yeah, hey Josh. Coach Kleiman said he met with you guys as players. You guys want to play. Just what would be your case for playing a football season right now in the fall, and what you guys are thinking as players?
We're just going to prepare as if we have a game uh, September 12th, and we're not really worried about everything that's going on the field. It feels like last year's camp. So we're just preparing very very hard, kind of like last year. Doesn't feel any different. Only thing is we're wearing masks when we're on the field, but the intensity is great. And that's really all it is to it. We're ready to play at any moment.
Appreciate it, Josh. Thanks.
Kellis Robinette.
Hey Josh, how would you say you guys as players, block out that whole distraction thing? Because I would assume it's got to be at least somewhat troubling to, always kind of wonder when you might hear some news, right?
Yeah, I try to block everything out. It's very easy. You allow distractions to get in, and that's a personal matter. So, I mean, if you want to see everything that's going on, all you got to do is go on Twitter, and if you don't, you can just stay off of social media. And it's something I've been trying to do, not feed in what's going on, because honestly, I don't know what's going on in every other conference and stuff like that. So, I'm just blocking out the outside noise by trying to stay off Twitter, on my social media, kind of staying low key, not commenting on anything. So that's really it.
And just looking forward to your own individual season, what kind of goals are you setting for yourself, not just as a kick returner, but a receiver and as a whole player this season?
Yeah, well, first off, I want to win every game, but as a receiver, I want at least 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing, and 1,000 yards returning. Those are my goals. But of course, if none of that happens and we win every game, that's great. That's probably better. So that's what's going on in my head for his goals and what are my aspirations for this season.
Glenn.
Hey, Josh. Obviously, there's a lot to consider here, and it would affect you guys in a lot of ways if you aren't able to play football this fall. What's one thing that you would miss the most, or that you think would be affected the most if you can't play this fall?
One thing that I miss the most is definitely the fans. There's nothing like running out in front of 50+ thousand people. It's nothing like it. Um, I think we have the best fans in the country. So that would be a bummer, just not being able to see a full crowd, not being able to play in front of a full crowd. But we have to cut it down to 50% to play, then we got to do what we got to do. But that's one thing I miss the most. Hopefully we can try to have at least one packed game. If it happens, it happens. But that's
And then
the biggest
also,
thing.
And then also, what conversations have you had in the locker room with your teammates or with your coaches as far as staying safe and as far as like all the uncertainty right now of not knowing when you're going to play or if you're going to play?
Yeah, our medical staff is doing a great job of just informing us on what we need to do to stay safe. So, our lockers are spread it out. We have hand sanitizer everywhere. And then that's really the big thing. Just they're really informing us on how to protect ourselves so we can play this year.
All right, we'll go Mitchell and then Scott Fritchen. Go ahead, Mitchell.
Hey, Josh. What level of fear is there on the team that an outbreak could spread again?
There's no fear at all. We don't fear anything.
So obviously the Big Ten's put out a statement saying that they're going to be moving their season to the spring, and the Pac-12 is expecting to also be trying to move their schedule to the spring. Do you have any friends that are playing in the Big Ten, the Pac-12, or maybe some of the other conferences that have already had their seasons put kind of up in the air? Do you have any friends in there, and what have your conversations been like with them?
We have a couple of old teammates that play in the Big Ten. A couple offensive linemen, defensive linemen play at Ohio State and Rutgers. So I've talked to them. They're kind of still in the dark about it too. I haven't talked to them like in the last day or so, but they were in the dark about it. They didn't know. So Yeah, it's crazy times we're living in. You know, nobody really knows what's going on, but we can only control what we can control. So we got to do all the little things right to make sure we do have a season. But I know the Big Ten postponed their season to the spring. We don't know what the Big 12 is going to do. So we have to prepare like we're playing on September 12th, whenever they want us to play.
All right, last one, Scott Fritchen.
Yeah, Josh, we had talked during the summer just about your development and your goals for the upcoming season. Coach Kleiman recently said that you look phenomenal on the field. How are you feeling right now, and just how hungry are you for your second season?
Feel great, feel fast. I'm ready for this year. I think it's going to be a great year for my teammates and I. My hunger will never end or be depleted by success. So I know I had an okay freshman year, but that has no bearing on year two. I really think that year two is going to be really special. I feel like I've matured as a player. I'm starting to get, being a receiver, I'm starting to get that down. So I think it's going to be a great year if everything goes as planned.